We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to go over what is just happening to the Bitcoin price. I made an emergency video yesterday, but I think we should look at it once again. Now that a couple of hours have passed, the Bitcoin price came down, people freaked out, the bears came out of their holes again, and well, I think it looks perfect. It looks picture perfect. I think you couldn't wish for a better setup for the bull run. Obviously, there are always some big question marks, and we are going to discuss them as well, such as unrealized gains tax and stuff like that. But overall, we are sitting nice and tight at the 67,000, and I think the bull run, like the phase of the bull run that we are hoping for, it just started. We just didn't really get into it yet. It is the setup for this phase, so make sure to stick all the way through when we're looking at it, and also we're going to discuss a little bit in the end about Ecomi and Veve. So, good morning to each and every one of you. Let's have a big sip of the morning coffee, because that is actually something that I need right now. And important thing is, if you're not subscribed yet, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're subscribed, obviously also smash the like button. That's not what I meant. And I see a couple of people are already here. So very important, everyone who is here already smashing the like button, you're the elite. MVE says GM. G-Money says also good morning, brings the coffee. And ECCL, good morning to you as well. And yeah, I want to also thank my rare hodlers here for always supporting me. You see there are a lot of them. We're running out of space, a couple of more rare hodlers, but we still need more rare hodlers, because then we can put in more chat emojis. Da Closer, good evening from Cali. Nice retest of 66.5k and inverse head and shoulders in play. I think it's time to look at it, because why to keep the tension here? Also, morning to Bull Boys on planet, what is it? Bell Boys on planet Earth says also good morning. So here we have it, right? Our bull flag. Maybe we can even make this bull flag a little bit like visible. So here we have all these levels, right? And the wick, it went exactly down to the 65k, right? So exactly down to where the bull flag crosses this resistance and finds massive support, right? I mean, we see that all this has already been bought up again. If we look at it on a daily, it becomes a little bit more evident that the candle bodies are retesting on this. The wick went all the way down to here, right? I mean, take the candle bodies here. You see it like it's picture perfect. If you go down to the 3 or 2 hours, you literally see how this retest went, right? Maybe even down to the hourly or so. But it was all in 1 hour, you see, right? So the price comes down, pop, retest. The moment it hit this, there were so many buy orders stacked. It just pushed the price up right away. And we have looked at why this is going to happen in any case, or why this is going to happen in many cases. I actually thought in the beginning we just blast off, we will not have it, but we saw in, I think 2 streams ago, the liquidation heat map, where we see that they wiped out all the longs and then they wiped out all the shorts. So that's what they do on the macro scale, right? So let's quickly talk about this once more. I mean, maybe you haven't seen my video yesterday in the evening. Of course, this is the first time since we started this bull flag in March 2024 that we have broken out and closed above it here, right? In all these other circumstances, we didn't even manage to close above it. But not only did we close above it, we also got, until now, there's 3 days left on this weekly candle, but until now, we got confirmation of this breakout, staying above it, not falling back into it like we did here, right? So this is the first time that we get confirmation. And I think once this candle closes, it's pretty clear that this is a confirmation of this breakout, and then inevitably the next target would be here, close to the 80k, probably going into the 80k range. And more indicative to this is also, you remember that we have discussed this breakout of the RSI, right? Here, which we had here, with also a retest on top of the moving average for the RSI, continuation higher, very likely turning around, going all the way up, and this might be the trajectory of our final leg. The question is, how long will this leg be unfolding, right? At the same time, we have a bullish cross on the MACD on the weekly, which the last time this happened, as I showed you before in the other streams, the last time this happened led to 160 something percent pump, right? So last time the MACD, see here below, crossed bullishly, was here. The move started here and ended up there, 180% pump, right? So this is the perfect setup. Bull cross on the MACD, we have the breakout, we have the retest, we have the confirmation. The breakout was of a bull flag and of an even bigger, here we see it a little bit more cleaner, but of an even bigger pattern, which is the cup and handle pattern that we are observing since such a long time now, since a very long time, since even before the bull flag, the possibility was outlined on this channel. So all of that is playing together. The RSI is in a good range. All indicators are flashing bullish. The only one that we are still waiting for is this bull cross on the TSI weekly, and then we can also look at monthly. Of course, for the monthly, it would be good if this monthly candle really closes outside in about 7 days and 20 hours, right, outside of this flag, which also means that we can't really have a retest going on Sunday of this range. But we can change it. We can change the facts. We can only observe. So here we will have to wait more than a week to have confirmation. On the other one, we will have a little bit more than 3 days for confirmation. We can't change reality, but we can look at how things are unfolding, which is for me the TSI telling us whether we are in a bull or a bear and how far we are progressed. As you see, if we see something like this, then that's probably the end of the move. Here's your trend line. And then we will reassess if there is anything to expect with regards to a breach of this trend line or so, which I don't think it will happen. So there are a couple more months left of bull run, right? So this is something to consider here, and I think this is very clear on the monthly basis. As well as the MACD on the monthly. If we were to pump now, you see it also here, right? You can even have this massive sell-off happening. It looks like you want to cross bearish, and then it turns around and goes for one leg more. That can all happen. So these indicators, we have to really wait until these monthly closes are in to reassess these indicators, right? But enough with the TA. So halving years in October. So we were looking for October, but we got Choptober. Still, there's 1 week, and if this retest is complete in 3 days, and we're firing off like a 10, 15, 20% move in the last days of October, then October will close, and no one will remember in a year or so what really happened and how this October felt. That it felt like this chop here, right? So yeah, I think that was a nice little retest here, and we called it. Green Lantern is here. GM boys, thanks for calling the end of the retest in the Telegram group. Injective leverage doing great. Yeah, actually that was even before I managed to do the video. I said retest complete in the Rare Hodler group with the correct screenshot attached. Thanks for highlighting that, Green Lantern. So from time to time there are some gold nuggets in the Telegram group, and also some insights on if I get some on Ecomi and Veve and stuff like that. So might be worth checking out. Smash up the like button for that, by the way. So we hit bottom already. I mean, you can hardly call this a bottom, right? I mean, we are talking about this red little blip, but in the terms of this downwards move, I would say so. If there's nothing unexpected like Black Swan happening where you just crash through and like literally you have to say, if we crash back into this, we're probably ending the bull market. That would be the consequence, right? If we really significantly crash through this and close the monthly candle inside of this and going lower, and then probably this is the end. So I would argue, could we be bouncing around in this trajectory between the bull flag and up? Yeah, maybe. You could go back to 66k. You could go back to even 65k in the next couple of days. But yes, I would say this is the end of the move. Next. This one is a little bit of a bummer, unfortunately, especially for people in Denmark, because apparently the government there has, I don't know what they're smoking, but Denmark considers, hey, Green Lantern with the 599 super sticker. Thank you very much for that one. Great. I'm happy about your trade, and you're apparently too. So let's go. Denmark considers taxing unrealized gains on Bitcoin and crypto with a bill to be tabled in January. Now, before you all freak out, this is the bill, the proposal is going to hit, right? Here's a little bit of clarification, because someone said that there's not the tax on unrealized capital gains 42%. That's insane, right? So the website of the Danish Ministry of State calls it the Tax Law Council recommendation. It goes on to say, at the beginning of 2025, the Minister of Taxation will propose a bill. If it goes through, it will have effect at the earliest January 2026. which puts us right behind the next bull run, right? So even if this happens, even if someone would be so stupid, because I mean, first of all, 42% in capital gains tax is already beyond everything natural, beyond everything sustainable. And then unrealized gains, I mean, that's crazy. Let's say you invest $1,000 in, or 1,000 euros in this case, in Bitcoin. It goes up 100% in the bull. You have 1,000 euros gain, and then the government asks you to pay 420 euros tax on these unrealized gains, and then in the next bear market everything goes back and you're like minus 10% and you're minus 420 because you paid unrealized gains tax. Yeah, the gloves are off. This is war on crypto. Yeah, so I mean, this is insane. On the other hand, so first of all, I don't know which party that is, if they're very significant or not, if this proposal will just get rejected right away. What politicians all over the world are wondering right now is how can we get to the money, the unrealized gains of hodlers, right? Because let's say someone bought Bitcoin in 2011 at $100, like 10 Bitcoin, and is sitting nice and tight on these 10 Bitcoins, then they want this money, right? This guy is sitting literally on 700K or so, and has not paid any tax so far, and the government just can't stand it. They can't stand it. They want to squeeze people into selling Bitcoin and spending that money instead, right? Even if they don't get the taxes, even if they want to force people in selling in 2025, and spend that money, or then have to pay so much tax. Like, imagine you're up 500,000 and then they want to take 250K unrealized gains tax, right? This is insane. Like, imagine what people went through to save up all this money to put it in Bitcoin, right? Geerton says, looking at the TSI model you showed, what date does it project it will touch that trend line in the TSI? That depends on the trajectory, but we can look at it. So let's just say the projection is going like this, right? Let's just say it's not too steep, right? Then you would be in April 25. If you were to go more sideways, you're in June. If you go steep, like in the previous cycle, you are in January 2025, right? If you have a steep incline like that. You can also measure from, let's say, from the part here to up there, it was only 150 days. Only 150 days that went by to make this thing. I would argue we're probably not going as steep, not because I want or something like that, but because of, in this cycle here, we had the C crisis, mega rate cuts, and the money printing at the same time in a very severe and very rapid and very swift way. So I would say that probably we're going more like the 2019, which was having a little bit more blips and rejections, and where liquidity was not expanding so much. So you could also take the halving, and then up here that would be exactly a year in the projection that I just made. Here it was from the halving, it was 335 days, so it was a more swift. And then from here in this one, from the halving, it was 518 days. So if we would behave more like this cycle, we would have a longer stretched out one. I mean, then you could say, okay, what happens if we do this in a more like 400 days? You're going more to July or something like that, right? So you can't really, from here you can't really predict where exactly it hits this. Of course, a more swift would also mean a more violent bull top, right? So yeah, whenever the TSI touches the trend line, that did mark the top on the previous touches of trend line of you mean of the cycle, right? Yeah, actually, it does. So the TSI, let me pull this up here a little bit. Let's get rid of the RSI for a moment and put this down. So the TSI, you see this, the hit of the trend line exactly here, right? So here, of course, this is the first one, so you can't really argue with this. But then the second one marks this top, not the second top, okay? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Had you sold here versus here, it was really, it is the same, because if you purify this later by inflation, you get the same level as this, right? You would have a double top instead. So yes, these two touches, like the touches of the trend line, marked this top. It's also where the TSI turns around, and then the bear cross marks the beginning of the bear. So basically here you get confirmation of the bear market. That would be the last exit, right? So here is confirmation of the bear market, actually here, right? So that's here, right? This was the confirmation of the bear market. We had another brush up. You would lose out on these couple of percent. You would even freak out that you had sold, but it was still true that the bear market started, right? The bear market started already here. And then also for the bull crosses, like the bull cross here, it's not the bottom, but it correctly called that the bull run has started, as well as the bull cross here was not the bottom was here. So it's not good to time the bottom, right? Correctly called that the bull run has started, but it lets you basically confirm and intensify your buying before the massive run happens, right? And then here is another bull cross, and the bull run starts, right? So Gearthon says, I disagree with you. If you look at the last two examples in the TSI, you can see towards the end the line gets steeper, so it's a trajectory wouldn't curve up, but rather pop up. You mean this one? Like on this one? I mean the time. There's no arguing about the time, but I really don't know what you mean. But I think it's interesting to look at it. Let me see. I want to get rid of all the circles here. So you mean that let's read your comment again. If you look at the last two examples in the TSI, you can see towards the end the line gets steeper. So it's a trajectory wouldn't curve up, but rather pop up. Yeah, that's true. So in the last two examples, that's true, but I would argue that this example, so this bull run, is steeper than this, right? And also in the time from the halving on this is way longer than here, right? Yeah, look at the points it touches the trend line. The final moment, the line is steeper and not curving. That's true. Here, right? You mean that one? Yeah, that's true. But the question is, are we there or are we somewhere here, right? Because I mean, also this trend line is coming down, so the space that you have is basically miniature. But yeah, maybe steeper, right? Maybe steep, like, but will it really go up? Like, will it really go up in this, like, in a straight line? Probably not, but steep, I would argue, yeah, that's possible, right? Or very likely. Then you would be January 2025, by the way. So this might, I would say, in any way, whether it's January or March or whatever, I would say that the that the breakout that we're seeing here, right, is the start of the last leg, right? And it could bring us swiftly to 100, 120K. Maybe it will fail at 100K already, right? Who knows? Who knows what's happening? Maybe it will run like super hard, right? Thanks for taking your time on my comments. I am a lurker and have been tuning into your streams. Oh, thank you very much for following me all this time. No worries. I think it's a super interesting discussion. And looking at this and also debating this makes us all better, I would say, right? So, yeah, I'm curious. I'm very curious how this plays out. But so far, so good, right? And I'm eager to be here every day looking at how this all unfolds, how the indicators are playing out, and then trying to time the exit, right? I think with this confirmation and then hopefully a nice big continuation, it's then time to talk about exit strategies, about which altcoins we can ride in a shorter moment and which ones not, right? So also, and this ties into what we're talking about, the steep incline right now that Geerthen also said, is that the election is a big trigger. Why? Because the election in the US is considered for many people in the world one of the most important events to gain certainty about the next 4 years. How will the policy be in terms of global national security of countries like Germany, like France, like Israel, like whatever, like all NATO states and so on, is somehow tied to the empire, right? And the empire is the US. So the elections in the empire, they are very important for certainty. Now, you know that markets hate uncertainty, right? And it's not only about global security and strategies and so on. It's also about trade wars for example, trade war with China, about embargo situations, about what's going to happen in Middle East, Ukraine, and so on, right? So all of that will be decided in this one election. So, and markets hate uncertainty. So markets tend to fizzle out and wait until certainty is given. Or they tend to crash and consolidate until certainty is given, and then they bounce back. So for example, the sea crisis, the black swan, was like, okay, global pandemic. That was like, what is going to happen, right? Is it bad? Is it severe? What are the solutions? What are the consequences? Will we have this and that, right? So the market crashes, sticks at the bottom, and then the solution gets proposed. We're going to shut down the economy but print money, right? So bounce back, V-shaped recovery after the first months of shock. So also, the same was in Ukraine-Russia war. Like you have the war, the price of the markets crashed, then the market gets certainty. Okay, it's that situation. It's not world war, so it's only inside Ukraine. And then the market fizzles out and bounces back, right? So now in this sense, we also have Kamala versus Biden. Who's going to win? Like Biden is in the lead at the moment on prediction markets. Kamala had some shots there, and also some news outlets came out and said Kamala is super strong and whatever, right? So the market is like, will we have a pro-crypto leader that is going to go had a better relationship to Putin and whatever, right? That also controlled a situation in the Middle East, in the Israel-Palestine thing, or will right? And here pro-crypto stance, pro-market stance, anti-tax stance, build the wall, border stance, whatever. And then on the other side, or will we have this candidate that was already running office in the last 4 years with high inflation prices and with all that like woke stuff and I don't know what, right? So the market is looking at that. Also maybe looking at is, will it be a weaker leader, whatever, right? In terms of national global policy, the market is looking at that and says, okay, if I am a trader with a big pocket I am going to wait until I get confirmation signal on the election. And that is very likely what is happening. Even if we bounce here on crypto and we rally a little bit into the election, you see that in the last cycles, you see, for example, in this cycle, it was already going up like into the election. But after the election, boom, right? Then also here, going a little bit up into the election. After the election, boom, steep incline, right? Gerson says, by the way, I'm taking that from you, Choptober. Never heard that one. Yeah, that is the first Choptober. That sucks, but it is what it is. So here right now, we're not really going up into the election. We went up before on the ETFs. Now we are going choppy sideways, Choptober, as we said, and then we're expecting that at the election, whatever happens, that then we go into the boom. Now, here's the thing, like many people say that if Kamala gets elected, we're going to crash hard. I think it's going to be a flash crash if Kamala wins, because in the long term, and now please don't freak out, but from a Bitcoin perspective, it does only slightly matter who wins, because in the end, Bitcoin is a formula to hedge debasement. And no matter which candidate wins, they have to print money and debase the currency. And that is a given for both. The only thing that will suck is that the war on crypto will continue for another 4 years, with like regulation and tax proposal and whatever, like all the stupid stuff with unrealized gains tax and so on. Whereas with Trump, you will see that something more like an economic, more friendly environment. I don't know if he will really build a Bitcoin reserve, but it would be very, very much more bullish, right? The move will be probably more violent if he gets elected. Hey, Troy Paris, what is going on? So yeah, that's the prediction that on election day, which is in 10 days, the elections are in 10 days. On the election day, if Trump wins, then the move will be more violent than if Kamala wins, where we could expect a flash crash, right? But I don't think that a win of Kamala would end the bull market. Actually, I don't think that. I will show you why in a second. Now, the banks, the central banks, they are cutting rates. Bank of Canada is going to cut their rates by 50 basis points. It's continuing. The chop is also hitting the central banks. EU is already at 75 basis point rate cut. USA, 50 basis points, we saw that. The next rate cut is coming up in about 2 weeks, is very likely, according to FOMC Watch tool, with over 80% chance, another 25 basis points, then probably like EU. Canada is already at 125 then with this rate cut. UK has only 25 basis points because UK had a very, very bad inflation during the secrets. They have to be careful. They had 2-digit in official inflation. Imagine what that does to the prices. Like hidden inflation is so much higher. China also, financial bazooka starting, loading, 25% base cut. And this is weird, like Denmark, I don't know where this Denmark is coming from, because Denmark is in the EU and there's the EC for maybe they have like parallel currency like some of the European countries have. Maybe they still use the Danish crown or something like that, the krone. Maybe someone from Denmark can confirm, because I know that some countries, they somehow have a parallel market in the EU with their old currency. Like, for example, you can still pay in Poland with zloty. So in some places, right? Which one was the other country where you have also both prices still written out? I don't know if Croatia has still the kuna is still somehow in play or so. but maybe that's something. But I don't know why. Like, I mean, for Denmark is Eurozone. Denmark has the euro. It shouldn't have their own central bank. That's weird. So, anyways, now this one here. So the real move, it didn't start. Also from a global liquidity perspective. Now that is very painted, like the painted clown, this chart. But let me explain. So you have, here's the Bitcoin chart, and in every cycle, here it's not marked, but this is the same. We are more behaving like the 2017 cycle. In every cycle, we are behaving the same way. Like you have this bear market where global liquidity, like the liquidity cycle goes down. You have this consolidation range where you are not at the top, you are actually at the bottom. And then you have this upwards move, right? And really that's also where Bitcoin in every way challenges the previous all-time high, right? So you have this here as well, right? You consolidate, you come up, challenge new all-time high, you pump, right? So now we have passed through this cutting phase. Liquidity is going up. We're not at the top. It's going up, and this phase that you see here, it's going to happen still here, right? So all this liquidity expansion is still happening, right? So here's also the RSI for that, right? We're at the same, like where we were here for the RSI, and then also the Fisher index here. You see it's all marked the same phases. Still, all this expansion is coming, right? Yeah. Pete Spiral says stupid thumbnail. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What's stupid about it? It's perfect. It's perfect. Like the thumbnail is perfect. The setup is perfect. It's literally what I'm talking about. So please explain. I can, if you if you hear, you can come and insult my stuff, but then I cannot take you seriously unless you explain why, so I can get better, right? If you want to criticize me. Andrew says, curious, do you say her name incorrectly on purpose, or is it because you hear all the pro-Trump people saying it like that? Kamala? Is it Kamala? Kamala? What is the correct? Is Kamala or Kamala or Kamala? What do you mean? Stupid comment, Monka S. What? Oh man, yeah. Let's go. Let's hear it. No, actually, I'm not sure, because if it was Andrew, if it was in Germany, probably everyone would say Kamala, right? If it was in the US, I could imagine they would say Kamala, or yeah, something like that. So these two, right? Kamala is the correct pronunciation. Kamala or Kamala? Kamala is the correct pronunciation. Okay, I have no idea, like, in which language that is the right, like, Kamala. Okay, Kamala. I to be honest, from, like, it's written with a K, so I'm naturally inclined to speak it more in my German way, because yeah, that would be how we say it. Like the K, I don't know. It triggers me to read it in German, right? Also, you see, like, G Money wrote it with a C to explain how it's said. Okay, no worries. I know you're German and it's pronounced differently. So, but is it, like, do I say, like, is it one of the versions that I said? Is it Kamala? Okay, Kamala. Now, okay, Kamala Harris, right? That's the name. Now, once again, whales are stacking hard, right? Whales are stacking hard here. So this is what we see. We have pulled this up many times, but just so you know. Also, BlackRock, and this is in the whales. Don't confuse this. All the ETF wallets, they are now in these whale analysis. They are all in there, right? So BlackRock buying another 4,800 Bitcoin, 315 million, which means that they just bought 10x. Not like investors through BlackRock basically bought 10x the price, 10x the amount that is mined per day. My family's Spanish, so we both say it the same way. Did you also say Kamala? Roman says, hey PH, what you think about VRA? Still a thing to consider. I didn't follow it. I also have VRA, but I didn't follow it so hard. No Name has a weird sticker, a smiley sticker, whatever, but looks funny. We can look at VRA in a second. So here also, this is something that I showed in yesterday's video. I don't know if you've seen it. But the minor reserves are at all-time low. Same time, hash ribbon flips buy signal, like prints a buy signal at the breakout where we are. So the minor reserves all-time low means the miners, they still have obviously reserves to sell, but they do not have as much, right? So it really comes down to probably more demand but price shock. And this is something that until now, so for example in the last cycle you see like in the last one, here you see it, the minor reserves, they actually went up during the cycle, and then they started selling into the bottom, right? Here they also started selling into the bottom, then it quickly went up, then it only went down. So the miners, they're I figure they're still trying to sell, to buy more racks and to fund operation and so on. Andrew says, I can't wait till this election's over. I'm so over all of it, and I just want this bull run to happen. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. Probably we should live stream the election or something like that. But then this, I don't know. Yeah, but once it's over, once there's clarity, it's going to go either way. We will see how it happens. This we already looked at. Running a little bit out of time, but the funny thing is, right, remember when I told you, let's get rid of this prediction because it's like, I mean, it became true in parts already. Let's get rid. So here you see this on USDT dominance, you see this channel which is the equivalent of our bull flag, and then you see this wick here, right, into it, which is the exact opposite. It's like this is the retest of what Bitcoin did, right? And it's so crazy how this all plays along together, right? So people moving out of Bitcoin into USDT, moving back in, like trading back in. So USDT is really the mirror image of Bitcoin. So here now let's get Bitcoin new, and then let's put the comparison back on, just to show you what I mean. You see this? Like this is, let's put it this way. Okay, so here you see this? You see how this is the absolute mirror image? Like everything that happens in USDT is basically happening to, and the reason why it's so correlated is because at the moment all this liquidity, it focuses on Bitcoin as it's Bitcoin season, right? So the logical thing that happens here is that USDT bearishly retests, like you have a rising channel, 68% to collapse to the downside, right? that means you have this bull flag. 68% to break to the upside. It does, right? Here's the bull flag. It does. Bam, right? Here's the mirror image. So this is what should logically happen. Right? So the next thing that you can expect here is to have money move into the market in a strong way, and to at least come down to this, which also means that we should at least come up to this for Bitcoin, right? And that would be exactly what we're expecting. So this mirror image comparison, like, it's very true. Look at this. Look at how this moves in opposite ways. Basically, inverse correlation is almost, I would say, 100%, right? Because I think this will decouple a little bit the moment that still USDT is being allocated, but then to altcoins. That moment, I think it will decouple. But right now, it's all concentrated on Bitcoin, which you also see in Bitcoin dominance, right? You see here, Bitcoin dominance is going to back up. We still are printing higher highs, higher lows on Bitcoin dominance. So, hello, good morning, Chris Klein. These stickers, they're killing me still, but yeah. So overall, we will keep this prediction up, because I'm still here. This is our big head scratcher, right? What is happening to Bitcoin dominance? Because we have already reached this high point and we've broken out to the upside, and now the question will be, could it even go past this resistance and basically have a real breakout? Because we have this massive confluence even still here on all of this in Bitcoin dominance, right? Could we also have this will we get rejected here at some point, right? And then just have the same a little bit higher? Or will we really break out of this and go on way higher Bitcoin percentage, and altcoins are left behind for the time being, for the next months? That is the big question, right? That is the head scratcher that I have, because I didn't expect that. I expected that Bitcoin rallies together with the altcoins and we somehow stay in this and go a little bit sideways here, but yeah, we didn't. We are out and we are heading towards 60% Bitcoin dominance, which is interesting to say the least. By the way, guys, smash up the like button if you enjoy the analysis. And yeah, also another head scratcher is obviously this massive rise in DXY, which was a little bit unexpected in the light of US debt and potential money printing that is coming out. We also see that there are a couple of events coming in the next days and week. ISM manufacturing 1st of November, ISM manufacturing PMI, building permits and so on, nothing big. And then the US elections 4th of November, and then 7th of November, the Fed meeting. So all of these events are coming, and then we will see how DXY behaves. I don't expect the DXY to go much higher than this, which would be good if it puts in just another lower high, right? Gold is still green. It has corrected a little bit. You see also Bitcoin corrected. We expect to have gold also much higher. Shout out to Stu. And the altcoins have actually been quite stable during this correction in Bitcoin, right? So we are still after our retest here, and it's better seen on the weekly, we are still confident for this upwards move. Also, we see that this is small uptrend here for the altcoin market in general. So after retesting together with Bitcoin and a potential rise of Bitcoin, we could go on with our third leg, our third wave in this Elliott wave situation, which should propel us to at least $1 trillion in altcoin market cap, right? And should make our altcoins explode. So far, so good. That is that. Let's check out the market on the daily. We have meme coins pumping again. Popcat 70%, Mu 50%, Gold 33%, and then we have Solana with a nice 4.6%, as well as Radium on Solana with 8%. And Jupiter, you can't see Jupiter, but it's here, with 9.6% in the top 100. As well as, let's look at the other. There's also more, like here's Bitcoin Obama Sonic Harry Potter Obama Sonic Inu, which is the funniest meme coin, I think. Plus Bombe is also pumping. Bombe is 12%, as well as Cat. So also here, meme coins are it's still meme coin season apparently. They're still up on the day. Let's look at the top 300. We have Virtual's protocol, as well as Deep Book protocol going up. A little bit of Audius in the green, 6.8%. But overall, it's like some are just pumping and the rest is red on the day. As well as here, DAG, Hoppy, Myro, 10%. Some selected coins, Dia also moving a little bit more. Some coins just popping, others still waiting. Let's see how this unfolds. Like a little bit more green, I think, in this week. I would like, but so far so good. Someone asked about Veracity. To look at Veracity, we can do that quickly. I think it's not the best look, to be honest, from what I have seen. Veracity USDT. Let's look at that. Veracity USDT. Oh yes. So last time we looked at it, we had this falling wedge and breakout, then also even breaking out here, and then somehow collapsed, right? So wow, that's rough. It doesn't look that good. I mean, we have the support here. Do we have any better chart, any longer chart? But I think that should be fine, right? This is 2001, so this bull market, no, that should be it, right? That should be the chart. Wow. To be honest, there's not much to see other than that this support needs to hold. It's going to be violent. Other than that, maybe the only good thing that I can see is that the volume is extremely high compared to other coins right here. We will see how this unfolds. Wow. This is a weekly chart, right? So you have some kind of I honestly would say wait and see. The volume looks good. Other than that, this support needs to hold. Maybe it comes back to support, I don't know. But you want to see a strong move that signals continuation here. I think it will go up with all the other altcoins, but there's nothing in particular. Like the other altcoins, they were like more like you come out and then you have a test and they're like up here, right? This is how other altcoins look. So yeah, nothing to. I would, to be honest, to continue on this, I would check actually. Let me check if Veracity, like if you have a situation like this on altcoins, you should check if Veracity is still alive, right? That is the official channel. So first to check is how free. So they have a post from 14 hours ago, so they're alive, right? They are on Binance Blockchain Week, October 22. That's 2 days ago. They are posting marketing stuff and so on, so they're still alive, right? That's the first thing that you want to check if you are continuing to hodl, and also to maybe go on it a little bit more. Yeah, and then what can I say? Then you have you will encounter, if you go up, a strong resistance somewhere here, right? Just from what happened, all that stuff. Like it was resistance several times, this level. And here this more or less a bull trap or something like that. Yeah. So if you believe in it from a fundamental perspective, and also you believe in the comeback of the cycle, which I do, then you could have a nice entry here. But there are also new coins that could do very well. That is my analysis on veracity. I personally would wait more to unfold, because in the end, I would wait until this gets a clear upturn, because in the end it doesn't matter if you enter here or here, right? It doesn't really matter. Croatia using Euro ATM. Yeah. I know that they are using Euro, but I wanted to know if they have the kuna still as a parallel currency, or if they completely got rid of it. So I know that they got the Euro, I think, last year. Everyone is pissed. Also, I am pissed because I had a way better time in Croatia when they didn't have the Euro. Like, I went to Split, beautiful, right? Beautiful Split, very beautiful. Like Croatia in general, beautiful, nice people, very secure, probably more secure than Germany. Like safe for like women to walk around in the dark, right? Enjoy. Like no one's getting on your nerves. Like people have the like people are super on their own, like on their own in the sense of like minding their own business, right? And then if you're at a restaurant, like it's just super comfortable, right? Yeah, that's my take on Croatia. Like I love Croatia. Croatia's great. I have been there two times. Yeah, and then our daily pain on Ecomi. It's the same situation. Like even there's a new low, I think. Yeah, see that new cycle low. New cycle low at 00035. Right, that's exactly what I meant. I mean, it has bounced back quite a bit. Now we're at 00036. But that's exactly what I meant from if you don't see any signs of strength and no turnaround, then you need to be careful buying. TSI didn't flip just yet. MACD flipped. We will see if it has any effect. But so far, Ecomi is disappointing, still disappointing. We're waiting for signs of life, and we're waiting for the whales to make their move, right? Volume is coming back down after it was pretty high here in February, right? Everything is coming down. We're waiting for this to finally move. Yeah. So the investment is down hard, right? The investment is down pretty hard. What is there to say about this? Not much. We can check out Veve channel once more, but to be honest, the only very positive thing is that the user numbers are going up for Veve. That is good. That the product is being used. The coin though needs more. Like the coin needs more. First appearance of Anti-Venom comic, which good looking covers. What have they? There is a stream. Oh, that was yesterday. I didn't see that of the German group. That is also cool. If you're German, you can watch it on Veversum's channel. Yeah. Other than that, there's not much. Veve is cooling down from the massive drop week that they have during NYCC or had during NYCC. Also, we see that users they're now going sideways again. So once this event's ending, there is a consolidation. but they gained almost. They actually gained more than 400 users since 15th of October, which is good, right? 400 users, pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty good. If we see these users stick to this, very good, very good. Big Money Fuentes says, let's go PH, thanks for another great video, keep up pumping that content out. We are not giving up until we are a very big channel, and then also we don't give up, then we are just a big channel. But we're never giving up. We will be here and going. So that is crazy. I really love it. I love it. Oh yeah, maybe one look at stacker trading, stacker like collectibles stuff and so on. So yesterday someone bought 3 partner statues. Actually, these are 3 different people. So 3 partner statues have been bought yesterday. The rest we already discussed yesterday. No big trades today still. If we're looking at collection, we have some greens in the market, right? Some things are just pumping because of maybe selling exhaustion and whatnot. Some things are up quite a bit. Like, for example, all these like pink venom, I don't know what. Actually, that means technically we can buy some from the store if they're still there, because this uncommon went to $390. So probably people will list it down again. But also, for example, if we see this Golden Homer had a little bit of turnaround, 30% up, total 1.5% up in the longest time frame, but still green, right? So yeah, at some point we will see these things turn around and really get to higher prices where they're actually selling at higher prices all across the board. And once this is happening, people will go back and going more for drops, because then the flip is more attractive. That will increase the demand on the drops and so on. Then they will increase the numbers, and I think that is how the turnaround will happen. But so far so good, guys. What can I say? We're looking perfect. You saw it on the stupid thumbnail. You saw it on the stupid stream. So smash up the like button for that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Notifications on if you want to be informed. Also, I would ask you to go to this emergency video and smash up the like there if you enjoy these small videos that I do. And yeah, let's see what the next days and weeks have in store for us. It's going to be an insanely interesting time for all of us. So guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I'm going to see you tomorrow at Crypto Morning Coffee and maybe in the next video.